Hey everyone, this is Ben Tan the Handyman, and today we're going to teach you how to install new LED headlights, where you're going from these old halogen ones to these bright LED ones. You can probably find these for $20 to $30 on Amazon, depending on whatever sale and whatever brightness, but you should be able to find anything on Amazon that fits your needs, depending on whichever brightness you want. Mine does 6000K lumens, and you want to make sure you're buying the 9012 headlights. For a 2018 Rav4 Hybrid, it doesn't really matter which model you have. I think all of them are 9012, so just make sure you get the 9012. You really don't need anything for this install other than your hands and maybe some disposable gloves, because those things do get pretty dirty and grimy. Trust me, it takes a lot of time to remove all the dirt, no matter whatever soap or sand or soapy sand or salt mixture you want to use. Just wear the gloves, man. So this kind of install works for basically every car. It's as simple as unplugging, twisting and turning, and then replacing. Of course, every car varies on whether it's easy to access those headlights. For Toyotas, it's super easy, as you can see later on. Before I even uninstall it, I want to make sure my headlights are functional, just to make sure that my wiring is connected properly. So here you can see that red wire that's on the passenger side headlight. It's pretty hard to unplug, so it might take some time to wiggle. There is a push pin. You just want to push on it and then push down towards the ground where gravity is pulling it. And again, it might take some time to wiggle it free, but after you wiggle it free, it should be pretty easy. And then you can just twist counterclockwise and remove the headlight, and it's pretty easy to just do that, as long as you're able to have room to access it. And once you remove that, that is your old halogen light bulb, and you can compare it to the new one. The most LEDs come with a fan, so whenever you turn on these headlights, you probably can hear a little bit of a fan whirling. It should be fine to just cool it down as well. And here you can see its comparison from the LED to the old halogen. Right side is the halogen, left is the LED. Pretty much you want to make sure that the size is the same. In case if you buy the wrong size, you can always return it on Amazon. It's pretty easy, and you just want to make sure that it's basically just literally plug and play. And from there, once you compare and make sure it's the right sizing, it's doing the exact opposite. You just twist clockwise and then replug the cable, and once you do that, you should be home free. And obviously, before you move on to the next side, just make sure that it does turn on, because sometimes if you didn't push it in properly, it's not going to connect, as it's not going to turn on, and it'll be a big troubleshoot. And you can see it is turned on, and you can see on the right side it's the old halogen versus the new white light LED on the left hand side. And from there, you can move on to the right side. It's exactly the same thing. You just unplug, twist and turn, and replace. Of course, before you do any of that, you want to make sure you turn off the headlights. I caught myself making that mistake just now, so just make sure you do that. Otherwise, you just don't want to accidentally shock anything. I will say the driver's side push pin for the headlights was a lot easier to remove. So just, again, it's the same exact thing. Push down, push the pin in, and push down, and it should come off. And then rotate counterclockwise and wiggle it a little bit, and then it should come out pretty easily after that. And once you get that out, then it is exactly the same thing. You can compare it again with the new one, old halogen versus the new LED. And here I am just comparing it again. It basically should match what I put in on the passenger side. And from there, just redo the process backwards. You just, again, go back there and plug it back in and rotate this time clockwise. And once you wiggle that in, rotate clockwise, it should hear click. And then once that is in there, you can also tug on it to make sure that it won't come out. That's when you know it's also plugged in. And from there, just plug the wiring back in. And you also want to make sure that you hear a click on that. And from there, you can also turn on the headlights again just to make sure that it is plugged in and working as functional as expected. If it isn't working, make sure to contact customer support, because sometimes these LEDs do fail during shipping and some QA problems as well. And from there, that's it. That's how you change LEDs. It took me about 15 minutes at most. And if you have any troubleshooting issues, just again, make sure you have plugged in and heard the clicking after you plugging in. And that should be the indication of whether it is working and you plugged it in properly. So the reason why I like doing this install at night is so that I can compare the before and after, just to see how it's like with the halogen versus the LED. So here, this is me doing it before, and then the next is me showing how bright it is with the LEDs as well. And that's basically your install. Thank you for watching, and leave a like and subscribe.